got the 500 today, and now he just wants to focus up and get back into the game. As we jump into the draft here for Game 3, a lot of big picks to consider. The Kalista that went through last time, they did not have the answer they thought. Great point by Ox, but just how Kalista's played now with the poke. You know, you were talking about it in the cast as well. It's hard to get through that laning phase. Would have been just as hard with Corki, I'd say. Yeah. So, did opt into that one as the Senna is gone again because no Maokai. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was leaning to.
You didn't have to play Taliyah. But yeah, it's a new game. It's a fresh start. It's a best of one. Now that both teams have taken one win. Don't worry, no best of ones in the LCK. For now. Ashe also going to be banned. Yeah, no, sorry, I don't know. We'll see.
We literally don't know, but...
Yeah, Cassante also going to be banned away. And I like that. That's a good call. Taking them off of comfort here.
Yeah, I mean, Cassante gone, Cuz has made such a big impact on this Maokai and all the games he's played it. I believe 4 so far this season. Even on the loss he took last game. I mean, that skirmish topside, the plays he made to get Dudu super far ahead. Really high impact. Tristana is banned away from Bulldog.
Look at those. Look at those 3 bans.
Yeah.
It's like just the 3 champs that have really popped off in the series. And Quantum Freaks.
All 3 bans for Quantum Freaks are focused towards the bottom side of the map. The Rumble does go through, and Dudu will pick that one up. So, Skarner Rumble trade has been pretty good for Rumble so far. We've seen some mistakes. We've seen some high proactivity from junglers where the Skarner can flash onto the Rumble and get a kill, punish the Rumble. But first, the focus will be on that coveted Corki pick, the Tristana being gone.
Definitely Garen here.
Shen.
No, Cho'Gath. Yeah, that makes it's Sejuani.
Sejuani opens up the possibility that Yone potentially here in 3rd spot, depending on what they want to grab here second. As Zeus could get the pick here, and then the Yone could go for Faker on the 3rd position, but it looks like going to go for Corki instead, and I think that goes to Bulldog 100% if they don't lock it now, so that would be the trade-off, but they could go the Yone. Sejuani synergy is really strong, but what does Bulldog play here? I mean, Bulldog's a pretty good Taliyah player. Doesn't have to be in the jungle, does not have to be in the bottom lane.
You've already got the Rumble too, so I feel like nowadays a lot of teams shy away from building too much AP. But, you know, Tristana's gone, Corki's gone. Do you really want to play Yone without a Sejuani? You don't even have Maokai. What will the choice be?
Vi?
Taliyah Vi?
Taliyah Vi, Ahri, both strong opportunities here. As I like the Taliyah more for Bulldog because he's just shown a lot of games on it. He has a lot of experience on this pick. Not that he hasn't played Ahri games, but just hasn't been as impressive. As those are really the big ones here. I mean, I don't think you play Azir in this comp, and there's no... They're just going to prioritize the Kai'Sa instead. But this gives the opportunity for T1 to ban the best Vi mids against you. So you're going to lose that for the Kai'Sa here.
Kai'Sa could also go mid.
Well,
I don't know if you want to play that.
just throwing darts to the board now, trying to do the profit again. I see.
It's there in the middle where Bulldog is, so obviously it has to be mid, right?
But you know Sejuani could go top.
Like the Vi is in the jungle spot, right? Skarner was totally ignored until now, and I mean, it makes sense. The Rumble was picked, and Skarner wasn't banned, and they just save it here for the 3rd pick. As, of course...
This position for T1 feels very strong, because there's not a clear-cut answer for the bottom lane for what they want to pick. So, guess what? Taliyah's gone. Ahri are likely to be banned away as well.
And joke's on them, it's Kai'Sa.
It's not Kai'Sa mid Valdez. And for Quantum Freaks, you can ban some strong bottom lanes here that are kind of protect this Kai'Sa pick a little bit. Like the Kalista's already gone, the Lucian is gone. They might ban the Varus next. But Kai'Sa's pretty strong on the Zeri. But I feel like T1 have so many different picks they can play bottom here and feel pretty good at avoiding this setup right now with the Vi setting up Equalizer and then the Kai'Sa follow-up. Even the Ezreal feels decent here. Nautilus is banned. And the question becomes now, okay, Renata taken away. It's an interesting one. Very strong into Vi, obviously. And
yeah, you could go like Varus Renata, you know. And if you're already indexing into a lot of engage, you can just take that one off the board. So now it's really up to Keria, I guess. The zoom in onto him here in his 500th game. Guma isn't saying much. So probably picking support. Oh, no, although the nod comes in and it's Zeri.
I mean, the Nautilus ban did kind of make it look like that's the direction we're heading, but it has historically been pretty good for Kai'Sa so far in the few times we've seen it, because she can duel the Zeri in an isolated matchup. Now, they're going to look to take the Yone with that Talia gone, potentially here for Bulldog. And it is very strong in this setup. A lot of follow-up to this Vi ultimate. And you just pile onto a single target. As long as it's not the Cassante, you're feeling pretty good about your chances. Now, if you pick Rel here, which is extremely good at setting this up, they have the Alistar in response already. I like the Leona more as a result. Just continue onto that single target setup rather than trying to set up the big Wombo combo.
Yeah.
The follow-up is so much easier.
You do have some pretty insane single target burn, even if it is Skarner or Sejuani. Like, you can keep them in place for a good 4 to 6 seconds. You get an equalizer on top of that.
I like the Rakan a lot, actually, when you consider what he could do to turn fights back around. But the Alistar is just, it's so tried and true. He attack, but he also defend.
Also protect.
Also protect. And I look at this draft for Kwangdong Freaks, and it's extremely binary. It's very much a Vi ult someone, there's a equalizer on top of that, a Yone ult tries to get on top of that, Kai'Sa ults in, you've got Solar Flare, and even a Skarner will die if there's no peel, if there's no Alistar there to protect him when that combo comes through. On the other hand, if that engage falls by the wayside, or if we talked about, like we talked about in Game 2 a lot, if you lose Prio and you can't set up that type of engage, and the Yone is trying to look for a flank angle and you're trying to catch a Zeri, you're not going to catch that Zeri.
That said, if you win today, Kwangdong, I'm booking a hotel in Gyeongju, which is where the finals are. Or maybe it might not have been Kwangdong, but regardless, for one team who wins,
hey, I mean, if you can be
saying, hey, you're making finals.
Yeah, if you can beat T1, I mean, with how the tier list went in spring, I guess that means you're going. I think we're a bit early to be deciding things like that, but Kwangdong Freaks could again make history. The first win in 7 series against T1 if they are able to make this lockdown.
In 8, right? This is their 8th.
The 8th win in a row, yeah.
We'll see how it goes. A lot of threats here on the side of T1 as well, as we are ready to hop onto the rift for game number 3. All right, here we go, game 3. And it begins here. We've seen already today some Yone into Corki a couple times. This will be our 3rd time. And first time, we did see that the Yone was all right for Kars. He was able to stick around. Zeka wasn't able to punish him too much. But game 2 was a different story. He got harassed out. He got camped by Peanut. It was just rough. So I am curious to see how Bulldog's Yone is going to do in the early stages of this game, because we know what it can do as the game comes along, just in terms of team fight setup and pick potential, but have a rough time.
Same setup with Oner on the Sejuani, like Peanut was on the Sejuani in that game you just mentioned, game 2 of the previous series. Kars got camped, so Ward's going to go down here. Lots of pings.
Ward friends!
They're buddies.
This is the same Ward.
Yep, same skin.
Hide on bush.
Hide on bush.
There you go.
Well, let's see how this level 1 goes. Bulldog not going to eat too much of that shred, but will eat some damage.
Faker's eating a lot from the minions. It's actually an even trade. But it is a push in, and eventually second Gatling gun comes out.
Yeah, with the Yone in this matchup, you kind of just have to try to use your W to trade with the shield. And that's kind of all you can do in the first few levels, as we saw. Once you get that online, he has the Q, of course, here. Ooh, whiff that one.
That's rough. And you see Bulldog scratches his nose, telltale sign. He's unhappy.
I think it's the clear sign is his health bar, Valdez. I guess the That's the
that
one
might
for
be
me.
part of it.
Yeah, that's the one for me.
Oh, level 2. Ondel's got a nice angle here. This is Zeri, so yeah, we got some zoom-ins, but Oh, yeah, this is the follow-up. This is what happens. Bulldog does not want to TP back to lane this early.
Yeah, he's used his W, but he doesn't want to, but he very well may have to.
Dudu's taking some bad trades up here, too. And Dudu's getting pretty low. No! Not gonna hit. Dudu does walk to the side.
And you can't channel that Flame Spitter at Zeus while also walking away, unfortunately. So, okay, some fancy moves here to secure the cannon from Bulldog, but
he still takes all the harass.
Still +1 though.
Yeah. For that minion. Not for the other ones.
No, not for that one, not for that one.
Yeah, this is
Look
about
at the CS.
to be 25 to, I'm going to say 14. Zondel's going in, and ooh, the double knockup comes in. We see that Guma and Keria will win that trade heavily.
If it was the previous one where Keria had already used the knockup and Guma was over to the side, had Leaper hit his Void Seeker and he went in on the Zenith Blade there, might have been able to get a cleanse out of Guma and some additional damage there, but not this time, sadly. Feeling the pressure as Bulldog is probably trying his best to keep it inside and not tell his team how the lane is going, not complain. But it is not a fun time for him, and the game is already 100 gold the lead here for T1 off of the CS advantage basically alone. And at least Bulldog can keep this here towards his turret.
Yeah, it's in a good spot for now. I mean, Faker just TP back so he doesn't miss anything. It's not a freeze or anything like that, but it's definitely a good position for Bulldog, at least just to farm. Faker is probably going to have Oner nearby, has Valkyrie and Flash available. And the push is coming in down on the bottom side. It does look like Guma and Keria are having a fine time down there.
Yeah, and this is, what both junglers know where they're headed here, going to bottom side. This means that Dudu can continue to put the pressure on here after the teleport trade. Once you get a few levels on this Rumble, you can start to actually get the real aggressive push going and start to really trade with Zeus, because before you have all your abilities, it's hard to manage your heat. We've talked about this a few times. And so Zeus now having to farm under turret. Dark Seal picked up for him versus just the tier coming in for Zeus, so it's not going to give him much value in this lane at all for the moment. So at least they're getting some pressure up on the top side. No commitment by either jungler to the bottom side as Guma and Keria push that in. And Jonas Strong is just...
Yeah. He and I are on the same wavelength, man. We're like, we got to look into this lane because every other lane should just be...
normal.
Pretty normal. I mean, you kind of know how that top lane's going to go. Skarner's never going to be in a position to actually die because, well, he's overpowered. But the the bottom lane as well, I mean, it could have some action if we have some trades, and we haven't taken a look at that. But besides that...
What about a Rumble? Is the Rumble in a position to die? Or is it also OP Valdez?
Not quite as OP as a Skarner.
How about that Vision Ward that... revealed.
Vision Ward is also very strong.
He's quite strong, keeping the Sejuani at bay. So I guess it's just way too OP.
Yeah. True.
Cuz is here, and Oner no longer is. There is a ward.
Dudu's level 5. Very awkward feeling. He is going to hit level 6, of course. But Cuz spotted junglers hanging around the grubs.
Yeah, and... a lot of respect being shown here for Dudu now, as they're not going to commit to that play. Bulldog getting perma pushed in, so no prio to actually come over and contest grubs. Scuttle is going to go the way of Oner here. So a lot of vision control here on top side. And Cuz doesn't have level 6 yet, so really hard to make a proactive play on the Zeri. So just going to settle for the Dragon, knowing that Sejuani is top side. Guma backed anyways. Pretty normal timing for that. Did not pick up a cull. We've seen that a lot today. Keria just sniffing this out as Faker is coming down.
Yeah, they saw that he went into the pit on that ward there right over the pit wall, and they're actually going to stop them from doing the Dragon for now, especially because Oner now is able to roam on down. He only got one grub, and they say thank you for the leash.
Yeah, and that's enough to get Oner 6 as well, so there's just no way feasibly Quantum Freeze can contest this, as Faker winning this lane has just been so massive for every small thing that's happening on the map, both top side and bottom. And unfortunately for Bulldog, he is just sitting on a dagger and a dream. The dream, not being the refillable pot that's helping him sustain through some of this lane.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. I mean, he picks up Berserker's Greaves now, so...
So now the dagger's in the boot, and he's got another one.
Yeah. So it's like, we did see Karis get camped, right? This time he's not getting camped by Oner, but we're in a position where he may be soon. He may be soon with the amount of control T1 has at this point. I mean, Oner can definitely start fishing for some Glacial Prisons in there, looking for flash and stuff like that, because I mean, while Yone is quite mobile, it is difficult to lock him down. If the angle is good, the damage is there from Faker, you can at least force him out of the lane and deny more CS. As there's not a lot of proactive plays that T1 can make for their Oner right now otherwise, so we'll see what he does decide to do here. As it's kind of a small, 400 gold lead here for T1, but you can really feel how much control, how much pressure they have in 2 lanes. And even on top side, Zeus is pushing this one back. Still significantly down in farm, but he has prio, so it's hard to be proactive now as Cuz even when he hits level 6.
Yeah. It's kind of been the story for Cuz in most of this series as well. He was playing 2 games of Maokai, so essentially he was just farming up, and Sejuani was holding control of the map. Oner was doing a really good job of that, but yeah, we haven't really seen Cuz have an opportunity to utilize Divine in Game 3, so definitely a different feel on a different champ that you don't quite want to feel in this position. Now Bulldog is going to come on over here and say, please give me a grub, and he won't get any. just gonna help him. Just gonna help him leash that, and yeah, very different from solo queue.
No, yeah.
Here comes Leaper. He does know that Keria is here, and that Guma is also here, so we'll play this one safe.
Bulldog just doing what he can. I mean, this isn't the worst CS score we've seen today in this matchup, and Faker's just making it very annoying for him, and we're just constantly looking at him. His mom's sitting right over there, man. Showing strong. It's not even...
Had to do it to Bull
Not
Mom.
okay.
It's pretty rough.
Oner,
look at the vision in enemy jungle. I mean, that's just really impressive as well.
That's his way of saying, I know when I can fish for a Glacial Prison over there.
It's like, I know that you can't do anything about this.
Yes, and I know exactly where you are at all times, so I can make a play bottom side if I want to. Cuz he's going to have to clear those, and luckily he will identify this early and clear those out, so ends up just being kind of a bunch of gold down the drain here for T1, but still gives him some peace of mind, some control of the river as well, as you can see to the right side of where Cuz is right now, 3 wards there, and so they can continue to put that pressure on. Bulldog, there's no reprieve, okay? Like, look at where Keria is.
I mean, the only time you're really going to have a chance is...
Here he comes!
Yeah, well, he's not going to go out on that once he sees the cow. But yeah, you're only going to have a chance when both Oner and Keria are not here and Cuz has an angle. But they see him the whole way, and there is no angle. So, yeah, just being pushed under turret. It's a slow and steady suffocation. Also, Guma going to pick up a plate down here, having an opportunity to get some extra gold for himself.
This is what T1, I feel, have been best at when they've been on top with this roster. Whether on top means being top 2 or top 1, because they've been both, right? But when they've been on top, it's been Faker controlling mid and then playing around it.
Oh, yeah, you're getting flashed, you're getting impaled, and guess what? The jungler's here. Oh, nice flash, though. A potential turn as Dudu trying to burn down Zeus, nearly able to do it as the flail gonna miss, and now the fight coming in, and the turn, but no, the fight gets knocked into the wall, and he just leaves him. First blood will go over to Cuz as he somehow is able to get something out of that play.
Crazy that Cuz makes that work with the flash. Good reaction there. But a very, very tough situation on the top side of the map. Fantastic equalizer from Dudu to prevent the follow-up, and a little bit of shuffle there from T1 as they weren't 100% sure whether they want to continue further on the play or not. Skarner, very tanky, but Cuz will get the first kill. And it's basically an even trade there on the top side. Gold even as well as Keria's going in.
Yeah, level 6, and they're just trying to turn this immediately, but the TP is coming in, and now Andil's kind of left out to dry, and so is Leaper. He's not going to win the 1v1 versus Faker. Here comes Cuz, maybe trying to turn this one around, but Andil is just so dead. Oh, but the turn on a Faker, and now a TP coming in, but Cuz He's 1v3 and the TP is denied. And Cuz will also bite the dust. Bulldog might also himself as he's taken plates against the Sejuani. And he's actually going to ult out of there. Oner letting that happen. Definitely not the best, but Bulldog will somehow survive.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised Bulldog went for that old angle. I think even Oner was a little bit thrown off by it because it would have otherwise been pretty easy to block. And that would have been the end of Bulldog there. So he gets a plate, it looks like, in mid lane while this is all happening. But it felt like in the bottom side play, Kwangdong Freaks just hard committed to losing more. Because when that play happened, it was pretty doomed, pretty donezo when Faker shows up. Cuz comes down there as well. So we're going to go all the way back to this.
Timing of the...
There's the flash as Zeus, or rather Oner, completely whiffs the Glacial Prison. And that's the big thing because the flash avoids it. He's not expecting that angle. And then over here, Cuz comes in, and then watch the flash, guaranteeing that last auto.
I wonder about the boots of the Rumble. Seems like he got out of that one pretty quick. But yeah, this is the bottom play.
Yeah, so Leaper here is just destroyed by Faker. At this point, like, Cuz comes over here, but the question is why?
I mean, Bulldog's TPing under a turret. That's why he was so low, because Oner just denies the TP.
And
so
it's just,
yeah,
there's that. So he gets the plate at least and is able to ult out. So, I mean, it's not 100% bad, but it's about 97.9% bad here for Kwangdong Freaks.
Yeah, Oner moves out of that. I mean,
yeah, that was kind of bizarre.
You just block that, right? I don't know. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, sometimes you get lucky. Bulldog got lucky there. But he did not get lucky deciding to TP at that location. And that, so now he's down TP. You know, they ended up losing everything bottom side. T1 take a 2,000 gold lead. It's 2 kills for the Corki, who already was controlling lane, is already up 20 CS. And it doesn't get much worse than this.
And now you see a 4v4. The prison is going to sail wide. And T1 immediately turned back to the Rift Herald. Do Kwangdong Freaks want to fight now? Equalizer available. Might just throw it in. Are they going to? This fight will go the way of Oner. And now a 4v4 just brewing here, but Kwangdong Freaks, even with the Glacial Prison down, they're not going to commit.
Yeah, really indecisive call there, because if you're going to group for it, you got to at least try to set something up, but they weren't confident, so they group and get nothing. So couldn't make a cross map. Plates are down anyways. Not like they would have been able to get something big, but then they get at least a small incremental advantage elsewhere, but kind of showing up to leave. Usually not the game plan, as he was saving the equalizer for this moment.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Plated steel caps are the boots, by the way,
that
were picked up for Dudu.
I feel like Oner should have known the timing of the Impale then. And it should have just been quick and easy. I think he just greeted a little bit at the very end. He's like, I want to hit it right when the Impale is ending. And, well, he missed because he was a split second off and Dudu spamming flash the other way. And
yeah, I mean,
that's pretty much what it comes down to. Because if you just throw it in early, you just kill Dudu. He's under the turret. Like, it's pretty free.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I just don't think he expected that Dudu would flash that. I think maybe he thought, okay, Dudu knows he's dead, and I'm just going to just press R on him, basically. And unfortunately, if he had just held the ult, too, expecting the flash, then he probably could have reacted to that as well. But it would have given more time to Cuz. Either way, T1's still massively ahead, as much as we're nitpicking these small moments, like Oner messing up the block on Bulldog's ultimate. At the end of the day, they're still winning big, and that's going to be an inner coming down.
Oh, and they're going for more. They're going to get the cleanse at a Leaper. And now it looks like Kwangdong Freaks, they are desperate to try to punish, but you see Keria, he's very tanky as the cow. He's got this less opposition. Bulldog just split pushing, as now Ondil getting on in there, trying to punish here a little bit. A Solar Flare as well going to be thrown into Keria. They're like, are you serious? T1 look like they want to fight here, as now Guma on the Zeri, and the follow-up from Keria is so perfect. Gets on in there, knocks them both up. Zeus is winning this fight against Dudu. And man, Kwangdong Freaks really had a chance in this series, but I can feel it slipping away just now.
It is feeling unwinnable now, Valdez. I mean, it's a 4,000 gold lead nearly. Dudu will escape, but loses his flash in order to do so. Bulldog also getting a significant amount of damage done. I don't know if you want to take this.
Oh, not again. So, we saw this happen to Palu earlier today. And now he's trying to take down Faker, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. He might get away though. Okay, pretty slick from Bulldog.
Yeah.
But probably shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Luck is on his side tonight, Valdez, with these ults.
I guess so.
He does get out. We'll be able to catch this wave too, but again, consolation prize as this play here, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. Faker goes to teleport to save the turret, and then Ando and Leaper, just the two of them, it's just a Kaisa with Cuz on the flank, blocked by Oner. A bit risky into this area as ult, and the Alistar, you're in Alistar pulp range. On this, at the same time, the fact that Dudu is trying to lock Zeus out of the fight actually becomes a liability at this point, because then now he can just impale you and pull you into the team fight. He then has to flash, so you lose everything. Now Bulldog gets the turret here on his second pass around, has picked up some additional gold, gets a little golf clap here on the Kwangdong Freak side as the resilience is there.
I think it was like one guy in the audience.
Let's not forget though, Valdez, game one, it was not as big of a lead as this, but pretty large. And Kwangdong turned it around.
True. Zeus trying to take this trade. And they regret it, actually, as the Harpoons are coming in. Zeus doesn't have a lot of MR, and he's just scuttling away as fast as his little scorpion legs can carry him, and he'll just barely get away.
I guess Skarner is OP, Valdez. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, no, I mean, pretty obvious, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's balanced. Like, could be. He got nerfed, right?
Yeah, surely.
Wait.
Oh boy. Well.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah. He had a nice play against the Skarner, and now Cuz in a lot of trouble, and in comes Zeus as well, and he is just so tanky. It will go the way of Fi here, and now a chance for Bulldog as he gets everybody in the pit. And Leaper's so desperate to try to join, he's just gonna send it. Might as well. And down he goes, and that is another big fight in favor of T1.
Very dominant game here from T1 as Kwangdong Freaks struggling to make ends meet in terms of picking up any gold they can. Bulldog trying everything to get that bottom turret. By the skin of his teeth, escapes out of the failed teleport play, makes the escape bottom lane. But when we meet 5v5 and that teleport's spotted on the ward, Rumble pops like a balloon. And on the other side of the fight, Keria is just so tanky with his ult. He can buy space here. And even though Bulldog gets a big ult, where's the follow-up? There's nothing. It's just a Kaisa here. And even with the low health bars, there's nothing Leaper could do. Keria walks out as he commits. He sends it, as you said, but sends it right to the gray screen. The Sepia, he is in the death chamber.
Yeah.
Kwangdong Freaks are 6,400 gold behind, as that gold graph just showcases how one-sided this game has been. I was mentioning it earlier before we had that fight topside. Faker, when he has prio in mid, when he is dominating and the bottom lane is playing well, they have control over the whole map, but it always feels like in those moments Oner looks so much better. Keria.
I mean, they do have a lot of members here from the side of Kwangdong Freaks, and there's no unbreakable will. It was like 5 seconds away from the cooldown, and now you just gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta send it on the Baron. You have to. You don't have any other option.
Dudu does not have teleport, but he's got the faster rotation up here, and he does have his ultimate. Let's see what Oner can do.
Andal spotted by the Baron, helping out T1. And Andal, they're gonna look for the trade actually. In comes Bulldog. The turn is not that great, and the damage is huge from the side of T1. The Impale comes in, and Leaper just trying to get away, barely going to survive. And it's another T1 fight. Here comes Oner, looking to take down the Kaisa. And I think eventually you got to get it. The flash missile just to shut him down. And T1 will stop the very all-in play.
The Wrath of Faker, the god of League of Legends, the GOAT. He's flash snipes him, but it feels like a smite from above as he says, no, this game is over. T1 will not lose the 8th best of 3 against Kwangdong Freaks. We're going from 7 to 8. We're getting the reverse sweep as Dudu, ultless and flashless.
He's got unbreakable will now, and he'll utilize that very well. Down will go Dudu.
Down will go the Baron as well. T1, 10,000 gold the lead now. As like you said, you gotta try. You gotta send it to Baron. You gotta try to force. But you just don't have enough damage here. And yes, single target onto Keria. You can blow this guy up. You can kill him before he gets his unbreakable will back. But you can't rush this Baron down with this comp quickly enough to then be able to win this fight. The equalizer comes in so late. The fight is essentially over beforehand. Leaper impaled. And that's the power of Skarner into dive comps. You go in on him, he says, well, I'm taking you further in. I heard you like going in. Let's see how deep we can go.
Heard you like diving.
Because that's all it takes. And then T1 are like, cool, thank you for Baron.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a 7,000 gold lead, I think, prior to the Keria pick. And so, essentially, either you try to go for the Baron and it works, or you don't go for the Baron and you lose anyway. So, for any questions out there, yes, they kind of had to do that.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you do?
Yeah. We do have another try this time on the Zeus, and there are 4 people here. TP is coming in, and a triple impale, but still the damage is coming in, and now Faker is in a bit of trouble. The Vi ultimate held on to, and Quantum Freaks take 2 kills. And a TP's coming in. They're not done with this game yet, apparently.
That's a very low health Rumble showing up. So he's like, ooh, maybe think better about this one. As will defend 1 Nexus turret. Meanwhile, it looks like Cuz solo pushing the turret top to get the bounty.
The comeback?
Valdez, don't start with me. We have seen T1 take these massive leads and then toss one team fight, then come back and win anyways. See Nongshim series. But, I mean, this is obviously too much for even a fed Skarner to handle. I think Zeus he feels pretty happy with his play initially because he gets the triple impale, he buys some time, and they're pushing mid. But if Faker just doesn't show up and they like just let the turret go, they might actually maybe be able to end the game.
Yeah.
They might actually just be able to push mid and end. Bit of a whoopsie there from T1, a bit of greed. And T1 are kind of addicted to these crazy skirmishes where someone's caught out, but T1 are like, no, we saved this. They did not in this case, but they still have full map control. They still have the prio for Baron. They still have a 9,000 gold lead, 9,500 gold lead.
Yeah, it's 8,000.
8,000. Whatever, Valdez.
Never do math on stream.
Oh, you're really counting the thousands above 5 at this point. Come on.
Yeah, probably shouldn't, actually. We did have an 18,000 lead game earlier today. And T1, they still have the Rebel Baron power play ticking for 300 gold, the difference. And they'll get another turret on the backside of that. Bulldog, maybe soon to be a champion in this game.
I mean, he's working towards it. He's got a Kraken Slayer. You know, if he gets some time with a champion, and no one's hitting him, you can do a lot. I think he's still an ult button right now.
Yeah.
He's still an ult button, but at some point, that could change. But I don't think it's likely, because for the next 2.5 minutes, T1 are going to regroup, push with their Zeri with Shiv, push with this Corki on the side, very difficult to punish, and maintain prio with the mid inhibitor down.
Yeah.
And if Quantum Freaks try to group and do another Death Squad play like they did last time, when Faker has TP back, it has TP in the mid lane and end. That's always a threat that has to be considered here with that, you know, 1 Nexus turret down and the mid prio. So how do Kwangdong get back control without really that much agency here? And they have 1 teleport ward, but it's a rumble.
They just have to try to pick a vulnerable target. And it's probably going to have to be Faker or Guma at this point in time. I mean, Keria's not going to be caught out without Unbreakable Will again. And you see that T1, they're very confident that they are strong enough to just go for a push without Baron buff. And just siege and try to just do damage to turrets and objectives.
Bulldog could try to TP to that ward and just send it, but I don't know. Oh!
That's Dudu, and he is going to flash away. In goes Zondil. The equalizer is pretty big value as they do get in the backline. Guma, though, skirts away as in goes Bulldog. They take him out. They take out Guma, and now Faker is just going to take down the other 2. Dudu on the chase, and he will take down Faker, but Cuz went so deep for this as well. And so did Ondil, and he's just going to try to delay this one. Some shutdowns did go over to the side of the Kwangdong Freaks. I'm just not sure it's going to matter too much as Ondil as well.
Just delaying what feels like the inevitable as Keria just... Okay, well that's a reset death timer, you know? That's going to be a little bit longer.
Game is not over yet.
No. I love Keria just kind of, in my headcanon, Keria just grabbed Leona's foot out of the sky and said no. So, Faker does so much damage in this fight as, yes, the equalizer is massive, but Guma is Zeri. Look at the damage here from Faker. Actually unreal, as he just kind of is mid-air Gatlining people down. Dudu eventually kills him, but you can see Dudu is scared. He's like, I'm one auto away from death. And then Ondil, watch this on the blast. Aww.
I mean, just the fact that Quantum Freaks are able to find an angle down 10,000 gold
and without a wombo.
Impressive.
Well, and without a wombo from Bulldog, you know, he came in to try to finish off Faker.
Yeah.
I thought perhaps he was going to TP that ward, which is what I was kind of leading to before that, but he stayed with the team. And, you know, the difference in items here is significant, but it's not game-ending. The bigger concern is really the lack of map control for Quantum. You can see they have to face check here with Ondil.
Yeah, I mean, the mid inhibitor doesn't do much in terms of pressure, and it's about to come up. So Quantum Freaks just group in mid and say, okay, we'll try to get prio. We have to. It's not an even game state, but this is what we got to do. And Oner says, okay, we just got to fight. And they're looking for Cuz. Equalizer doesn't do much. I think it actually doesn't do any damage. And now they're going to find Leaper. Down he goes. Bulldog is just dead as well. And T1, they're going to snap that dream right out of the minds of Quantum Freaks and their fans and just force a team fight and end the game.
Yeah, Dudu might be able to win this 1v1. It's overheated.
Will he? I don't know about that. And now Oner is coming over, and yeah, Dudu's dead. Nice try, but at the end of the day, T1 will take down the 2-1 victory. Quantum Freaks finally get one win against T1.